TikTok. What I was shocked to see on TikTok wasn't like the goofy dance videos that you're scrolling around, you're losing a bunch of time. It was the talent of the contractors that are out there and some of the incredible spaces that are going on. And instead of you going on TikTok and just, you know how that rabbit hole goes, and nothing happens after like an hour, I have 10 incredible spaces that I've hand selected and picked out. And I want to point out lots of cool things that you can use in your yard and basically save you a ton of time, because we all know that black hole that TikTok can be. So let's get into the first one. Right out of the gate, whoosh, the guy lights the fire pit. You kind of take it in. I love how beautiful the stonework is. What a nice little feature this is. So here is what I see. If you are a DIYer, if you're budget friendly, if you're looking for some ways to create this has got it all. You see this little privacy wall there? It could not be there, right? And all of a sudden, you would just see into the neighbors and they kind of see you hanging out, which isn't always a bad thing, but it adds this kind of cool design piece to this space. I think it updates this place completely. It's got that Zen modern vibe. This is just a white siding house. There's nothing fancy about it, but then all of a sudden they put this accent wall there. Anybody can do that. That's really cool. So as this camera is coming in, this is what I want you to notice right out of the gate. It's simple. You see this little stub right here? That is for a gas line. If you're ever gonna do a project, think about preparation. Think about your plumbing, think about your electric, your gas, whatever. Get everything prepped. Even if now is not the time, you don't have the money, but you're gonna do something in phases, at least get the prep in there. If you know you're gonna do stuff, plan, prep. All right, so this is a really cool space. I love this. Just take this in, then we'll watch it really quick. I've got one main tip with this space, because as you can see, this isn't gonna apply to everybody. I love this ceiling. How cool is that? Whether you're doing a privacy wall, like a section that you wanna close off for some like landscape purposes, block the neighbors, you're doing a tongue and groove ceiling, or you're doing something where it is a focal point. Here is the pro tip. I've made this mistake. Do not put all this stuff in the air and stain it. It's so hard. The stuff is so drippy. This is probably a timber wood oil or some kind of stain, and it can get all over the place, and you have to put drop cloths and this and that, and you don't want to get it on your finished product. All right, this one is gonna come to you very fast. Boom, 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 boom. Very cool, clever editing. So we've got this beautiful, cozy outdoor piece. It's like a focal point piece of furniture. That is a tip I want for you. Instead of getting all the standard furniture that you would typically get, try and get a cool chair, a cool accent piece to set the mood and set the vibe for your outdoor space. Kind of think of it as like an interior designer. You see the rug right there? I think a lot of times when we put outdoor furniture on our patios, one little piece that is missed is a nice outdoor rug to really tie the vibe in and up it a little bit. Rugs aren't that expensive, guys. Neither are these cool chairs. A couple of these cool pieces added is gonna make a big difference, and it's going to be almost like its own destination that someone's gonna go over to and hang out. You could read a book there, have a cup of coffee, do whatever. It's awesome. If you're a DIYer, I know you can do this. I know you can build this, absolutely. This is a pergola. It is not a covered spot. But if you are having a pergola put in and you do want some shade, there are shade cells, or they even got these like plastic sheets that they put up there. Do I think this looks the best? Not exactly, but you know what? It is functional. And if you want to be out there and it's raining and the rain's kind of cascading by, I think there are ways that you can enhance that floor by putting some cool planters on there, some curtains, and people aren't going to be looking up into that. They're gonna be paying attention more to what you've got on your floor. So this is what I think would be a DIY kind of project, as well as something that's budget friendly, because these plastic sheets aren't that expensive. You could probably find these at any big box store, even go online. They probably have some that have clip systems that snap in that might be a little nicer than this. Whoop! What is he doing? He's actually created a way for sun to get into this entire setup. Got the louvered kind of thing. Woo. Well, actually, those aren't. Oh man, there's so many different things going on here. Okay, screens, done. All right, so here are some really cost-effective ways to enhance your pergola. Instead of having the system that you push a remote and there's different bays and they do this kind of thing. It's a lavalier system, but I'm trying to think of what the system is. Regardless, those are super expensive. But if you do one of these where you do kind of a hand crank, that is gonna cut down the cost tremendously if you like this look and that's what you wanna go with. The other thing was, did you see those shades? Those weren't with a button. These ones just pull down. So if you don't have a really tall structure and you can just grab it and pull it down, those shades are awesome. From a designer point of view, I think this looks really, really nice. And from a functionality point of view, I think that everything here works very well for someone who is looking for a more cost-effective way to put together a shaded outdoor structure. Everybody seems to want an outdoor living space where you've got a pergola or a structure and a kitchen and a barbecue, a place to entertain, hang out, and create memories with. The things that I want to point out here are along the lines of functionality. When you're putting in an outdoor kitchen, whether it's an L or it's two separate units like this one, make sure you account for leg space when you've got an overhang on a counter. I think that's super important. Make sure you have enough room to pull those chairs out so you have enough hardscaping behind you so that you don't put it right up against the edge. Like the concrete's right here, or the pavers are right there, and then when you pull the chair out, you're in mulch. This is a blacktop going on. You always want to account for storage. I would say storage is really, really important when it comes to an outdoor space. When you pull those doors open, yeah, you're gonna have your propane tanks or the gas line shut off underneath, but where are you gonna put your utensils? Sometimes it's nice to just have a drawer or have a trash bin and have a fridge out there that has all these things that you don't have to constantly bring from your kitchen out there. The reason I selected this is I love the idea that they had this existing pool, they had the existing concrete, they had some walls, a spa, but they wanted to update it. And now you look at this thing, you got the beautiful lighting, you got the structure, they got some shade going on. I think we need to watch this again. All right, these guys are hard at work. They're putting together the structure. They're peering it into the existing concrete. They've got this overhang, they got this accent wall, which is really cool. You can put a TV on there. When you are enhancing a space, you're putting in a structure, you're doing whatever, think about that functionality again, because the ceiling fans are a really important X factor. Run electricity out there, take into account it's gonna get hot and you're gonna want that. You're gonna want lighting to light up your investment and it creates the mood. Also, think about the winter. It's pretty cool to have heaters as well. You can hardwire them, or you can even have ones where you put a GFI up there and you plug it in, and then you can heat the outdoor room. You don't even have to put that big expensive fireplace in there. You could just have the heaters. All right, I remember this one. When I was gathering all the content together before we started recording, I was very impressed by these young men. These guys are out of Ireland, believe it or not. And man, the beautiful hardscaping that is involved in here. Look how just breaking up the boards makes such a difference versus doing the same size board the whole way. I mean, that right there is tremendous. I love that. And then as far as the columns, now these are gonna cost some money. So if you're looking from a budget, don't do this. But if you're looking for a way to spruce up a fence and add some really cool value, how about some stucco columns or some modular block columns with a cool cap, and then boom, the fence is connecting and going around. Look at the border that's going on this patio. You got a darker border, and then you got your meat and potatoes, your big pavers that are going on in the middle, and they're of a different color. So when you frame it, it pops. You got the pavers, you got the old furniture. It looks like the house was updated, but the backyard, this is time, right? And then bam, the beautiful stucco walls, okay. When you've got a bunch of stuff in your backyard, something as simple as a nook where you could put a privacy screen in front, or they obviously have kind of a room going on here, but they've got this door, and then they've got all their leftover junk back here. I think it's so important to have cleanliness in your yard. Cleanliness is godliness. I think that it also is a way for you to just have clarity. When you want to go out into a space and think, if you got a bunch of junk everywhere, it's really hard to think. It is. When my desk is all over the place and I got stuff everywhere, I don't do as well in here. I'm not in my zone. Same thing goes for your backyard. Most of these are pretty high-end designs, and we did lock on some budget-friendly, cost-effective tips. But What if you want more? You need some more ideas. You are on a budget, you're a DIYer, and you gotta have some more help. Well, go watch this video. This video is great. I got 10 spaces that are budget friendly. We're gonna go through and fire out way more content so that you can update your space at a good price. This is Bobby K saying creation is everything, so go out and create. I'll see you on the next video.